All right, what's good, Atlanta? You tuned into the JoJo the Big Homie Show. I am the baddest Boricua in the game, JoJo Alonzo.
And I'm your big homie Kodak. Was good.
And we have Joseph Sikora.
Nice.
That's right?
Yeah.
Sikora?
I mean, when you be super Polish about it, then you can say Sikora. It actually translates to titmouse in Polish.
Titmouse?
What is that?
Titmouse is a small bird.
We are learning things with Joseph Sikora today.
Titmouse.
Titmouse, yeah.
I thought he said titmouth too. Like, this is my kind of guy.
I know, because I'm thinking, I'm like...
If the shoe fits.
Hey, man.
I'm sure thinking... Okay, so here at the JoJo and Big Homie Show, you know, we don't really do anything... Traditional. We have conversations, open conversations, and we have a good time. It's like we kicking it.
Like
so
to kick it with the homies.
Yeah.
So can we introduce the first topic?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, cool. So our first topic is, what would the homies do, right? So let me set the scenario. All right, so say me, you, and her are all friends, right? Mm-hmm. We're all mutual friends. But she snakes me. Do I need to tell you about it, or do you want to, or should you just find out on your own?
And that's a really tough one. These are the most difficult questions I've been asked this entire promo season. That's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
You gotta,
because she might never snake you.
You gotta stick to what your gut tells you. 99% of the time, it's just best to mind your own business. But if that 1% of your time is hitting you right in the guts, then you gotta say, hey, look, this ain't right. But you tell the other person first. You tell her first. If she snaked you, or if she snaked me, just say she snaked me.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, man, why'd you do that to Joseph? And then first if she's like, fuck him, then you'd be like, hey, hold up, man. We'll all get together. The three of us get together in person and be like, listen, we're going to air this out right now.
Yeah.
Squash this.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, first, I don't want to know your business. Like, I don't want to know what y'all got going on because they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But I do want to know, like, if he snaked you, in what capacity was it? Because if you go into your crib and he stole your money out your safe, and this somebody that I keep coming to the crib, I need to know that so I know, hold on, let me get this safe up out of here. Get this
never forgive,
thief up out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I feel the same way. And sometimes that stuff happens, like, but I feel like if you do something to me, it's not my, like, I'm split on it because I don't want to, like, sound the alarm on you, but at the same time, it's like I don't want other people to. If we got a snake in the house, you gotta get the snake out. We gotta exterminate the snake.
If they're stealing money, if they're taking stuff from the house, forget it. I'm with JoJo on that. You gotta.
That's different.
That snake has to have its head cut off.
Yeah, that's
any
different.
kind of snake. I don't care what it is.
Nah, but sometimes people are just like it's the difference between like being snaky and like sometimes people are just grimy and dirty. Mm-hmm. So that if you got somebody that's grimy and they just do some like cutthroat stuff behind your back, you still wanna you would want to know, but it's not as different. That's not the same thing as like somebody stealing from you. Like, oh, you have thief capabilities, so if you did this to me, you might do it to JoJo next. Like, that's what I feel about it.
That's another reason to keep your circle small.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have a small circle?
Yes.
Yeah, as you should. I've realized that getting older, a lot of people who I call my friends, they ain't really my friends for real.
Yeah, it's like people don't forget about the word colleague a lot or acquaintance. Yeah, and it's like, oh no, that's my friend. Oh, we're friends. It's like you're not friends. I understand your vocabulary a little bit.
No,
I feel like the music and entertainment industry is even worse than that because people will call each other brother and sister. Like, oh yeah, that's my brother. I'm like, bro, y'all just met. Y'all just took a picture in the club.
Yo, what's up, family? It's like, hold on now.
You were puffing hookah together for like 2 minutes. Now that's your brother.
Yeah, exactly.
So, speaking of circles, you've been acting for a very long time, since you were 9.
Before you were born. When I was 10.
10? You were 10?
Yep.
Okay, so the different roles that you were, casted for, totally different from Tommy from Power.
Some were pretty similar too. I would say Ginger and True Detective was similar. I've had similar characters through time. I've played tough guys on stage, that's for sure. But Tommy's very rare does an actor get to live on television with a character for 8 years.
Yeah.
So we did 6.5 years on the Power show. Then there was a little bit of off time, and then I did the finale of the Ghost show. And then we were in pre-production for the Force show. So, it's been a long time with Tommy, and I love that. I love this guy. He's got a lot of faults, but he's got an incredible strong points, and I'm ready to go really deep with him for the Tommy spinoff to get into those inner workings and see what makes him tick.
Well, when you say deep, I feel like we done seen Tommy. You saying it could go deeper. Tommy can go deeper than what has been.
Yeah, I think that because we've never seen him in this situation. I think that, and I've said this a million times, so I'm sorry if your audience is getting a repeat, but I stayed the same way. Before we started the Power Show, I was actually in the first scene that was ever filmed for the Power Show. It was me and J.R. Ramirez, who played Julio, and Dominic Colon, who was the head of the Taínos, and we were in Woodside, Queens, when they were playing dominoes. Anyway, the point is that before we did that scene, for months before that, I made up the character Tommy, and I stuck to those guns. And then the writer started writing for me. I made sure that Tommy was a 360-degree character. I made sure that he was funny, because in the first season, it was just physical humor. Like Holly comes in, there was a gun. It's like, well, let me put this coat right over that. So, yeah. And then you find the humor in the line, because otherwise it was just Tommy would just be a stone cold killer, and they would do this. So I helped influence, I believe, the writers to expand the world of Tommy. So we saw him be pretty violent, but we also saw what he loved.
Yeah,
and I think that's the big thing.
Tommy loved hard. Like, he had his relationships, Holly, Lakeisha. So should we expect another relationship enforced?
I think that to respect Lakeisha, that you shouldn't necessarily expect that to happen super fast.
Yeah.
I mean, Tommy's got his animal instincts. Me and Big Homie, we bond over this.
Yes,
so it's sometimes those have to get fulfilled. But I think that just in the respect of the character of Lakeisha, Tommy and Lakeisha, that really was the love of his life, and he was going to put a ring on it for a reason.
Yeah, he definitely loved hard. Okay, so I just got so many questions. How did you prepare yourself for the role of Tommy? You play that role so well. Like, you would think that meeting you would be like rough around the edges or standoffish, but you're not. Like, you're charming.
Oh,
Tommy's charming too, but he can go there. Yeah. So how do you prepare yourself for that role?
Well, I mean, I based Tommy a lot on a lot of different things. Some was just guys I was scared of growing up, and they're those guys who kind of have that silly humor where you're like, ha, 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 oh God, please don't do anything crazy. And then and then also, like, I took the character, the old the gangster Dutch Schultz. And one of the things, I did a lot of research on him, but one of my favorite things was, and this was in the Power Show, I was like, man, if Tommy ever dies, he should go out like Dutch Schultz. Like, he was in the crapper. He gets shot in the belly and the chest with a sawed-off shotgun. The guys leave. He pulls himself up, crawls to the table where he was, props himself up, takes a sip of beer, puts it back down, and dies. I was like, that's some balls right there. So, and then also I based a lot of the character on 50 Cent, and 50 made himself really available. I asked him questions about Southside and just, if I had questions on moving some weight around and what that looked like and who this and this, that, and the other thing. And I listened to a million interviews of him on The Breakfast Club just to get a little bit of mannerisms and blah blah blah. So it was fun. And then a lot of like the dialect of Tommy, considering I lived in New York for 20 years, I should be fine doing that. But it was also a lot based on the movie. It's a documentary called Style Wars. So Tommy sometimes ends up sounding a little bit like the Bronx, but so many of these graffiti writers are from the Bronx that a lot of the imitations, like I've even I've stolen lines from like Scene and Dez that was like, it wasn't really, never really, and like it's just one of some of those isms kind of got brought in. So I did that homework and stuck to it, and I never changed on that character. The writers just started writing different situations for him.
Okay, is it true that you actually spent some time in where 50 Cent is from?
Oh yeah, Fifth took us around to Southside Jamaica, and then I went back, and Omari and I both went back just to get some of the playgrounds and some of the streets and the corners and restaurants. And so when we were talking about these things, I would actually know, like, you can make it up and you can pretend, but there's something kind of special when you know where you're talking about, where you know where that corner is, and you just kind of you soak it up a little bit. And so it was fun. If you got the time, may as well go make it more complex.
Yeah.
So about a week ago, one of your co-stars, Michael Rainey, made a post on Instagram about the status of Ghost and people still not thinking that he is dead. What do you think? What do you have to say for people that think like he might make a comeback?
Maybe he will. I mean, this is
that's a possibility.
Why not? The Force show just started, and I seen Kanan, and even if he is dead, maybe he comes back.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
just
too.
the last season, the last one of Ghost, we saw Proctor and Lakeisha and Ray Ray and
all
Kanan.
of them.
Come on,
Yeah,
so it's
are.
like that's a possibility, and maybe he faked his own death. I mean, we never saw the body, and he was incredibly astute.
I said the same thing too, but don't be getting us all gassed up now.
Nah, he getting us. He said. You heard what he said.
The keys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't be getting us gassed up, because you can go.
Well, you could also think of it like this, that Tommy and Ghost were two sides of the same coin, just like Ghost says. So if Tommy's alive, part of Ghost is alive in Tommy. So, I mean, man, listen, I've never seen anybody or heard of anybody getting shot in the chest and then falling 2 stories onto their back and surviving. However, I don't write the show, so,
It could go either way, but like I said, don't be getting me all gassed up. Okay, so Force, let's talk about that. So it airs at midnight.
1, because the Ghost show is at midnight.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Are you guys doing like a back-to-back type of thing?
I think
we gotta
but
put
I think
2
it won't
hours?
be until like 1:15. I think the Ghost show goes long for the finale, but I mean, don't quote me on that. But yeah.
So your chapter is actually, or this season is the last of them all.
That's what 50 put.
Yeah. So we know. Why do you think that is?
I think that they'll expand from here. I think that other characters in this universe, as we have it now, will become satellites from here. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if 4 seasons down the road, maybe 5 seasons down the road, Chris Lofton takes over this show. You never know. Or some such like that. You never know what direction it's going to go. But as of right now, the world is set at this because I think it's going to expand from within. I don't think anybody else from the Power show is going to be going on. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm not the boss. 50 is.
Yeah. So what should we expect? I'm super excited. I just want to say that.
I'm excited too.
You are one of the top characters in just Power in general. Like,
there weren't that many, so thanks for making me mediocre.
Yes, what do you mean? Like, everybody
There was 4
always
of us.
go
There
between
was me, Omari, Naturi, and Leela. But I was one of 4. Okay, you were one of the 4 best leads in the Power show. I'll take it.
If not the best, because I'm saying.
We got to be real. He's top 2.
It just depends on who's saying.
I think it's the girl. I think it's Omari and Naturi. Those were the top 2 by far.
I'm speaking
Nobody
as
can
just
touch them.
favorite.
We telling you what the homies are saying.
The favorite character.
For you guys, they were the best. I mean, the streets think Tommy was the best by Head and Shoulders because he didn't rat on nobody.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to speak for Atlanta.
Atlanta likes Tommy. Atlanta.
What? Yeah.
Atlanta likes Tommy. They give him a C+.
Well, nah. See, this is the thing. Atlanta is full of black people. Okay, and we have accepted you into the
culture,
into the culture and the community.
Well, the culture and the community, to speak on that, made Tommy. I mean, if it was not for black people, this Tommy character, I wouldn't be sitting here right now at all. So and when people say to me, "Oh, do you mind when people call you Tommy?" I said, "Nope," because that means they're claiming me, and that's giving a blessing, and I don't think that's not given out freely. And black people call BS pretty fast.
Yeah.
So they said, "No, we like Tommy. This is true. We'll take it." And so that, to me, that's better than any award I could ever win, JoJo.
I feel that. That's what's up.
So, speaking of the culture, right? So you just made a huge cameo in this new Nicki Minaj video.
Oh my God, I had so much fun. This guy was there with me.
How did this come about?
So I don't want to. This is what I know to be. I think Nicki was kind of going around, hey, this actor, this actor, this actor, this actor. But she was talking to my friend, Deion Taylor, the great Deion Taylor, who directed The Intruder with Michael Ealy and Megan Good and Dennis Quaid and myself. And then Deion also directed our finale for the Force show. And it's amazing. Episode 10, where do you guys see this? I'm so proud of it. Anyway, she's like naming some actors. And then she gets to me. She's like, and the guy who plays Tommy on Power. And he's like, wait, whoa. Just stop right there. That's my guy. Like, let's call him right now.
Yeah.
That's enough. You don't have to think of nobody else. And he called me up. I said, man, I'd love to, because Nicki, man, she's fantastic. And
you a Nicki fan?
How can you not be, man? She's got to be in your top 5
females.
females.
The Barbs are about to claim you now. The Barbs are about to definitely claim you now.
Nah, man. Listen, also she's good with the boss, and she's Southside, so
Yeah,
that too.
Give love. But I thought it was fun, man. Did you guys enjoy the video?
We definitely enjoyed the video. It was very cinematic. Very cinematic. I like the colors. I like the shots.
Same.
Yeah. So.
And Lil Baby, man, he not only did he throw down on it, but I love that. I love meeting him.
You're in Atlanta, so you got to be a Lil Baby fan.
Oh man, I am. If I was before, I'm 5 times as much now after meeting him. He's such a great guy.
Okay, well, since we're on that topic, what music gets okay, of course we know the Tommy is the biggest role thus far, but what music gets you in Tommy mode? Like, what's on your playlist?
It depends. I usually picked out a song per episode of the Power Show, or and I often do it even for Frank Jr., Frank Cosgrove Jr. on Ozark. I had like a song sometimes that would, sometimes I try to expand the world, but I kept a lot of Tommy to to my favorites. So there would be a lot of Eric B. and Rakim in the mix. There's a little bit of J. Rue the Damager, a little bit of then some kind of fun, funky stuff like, Diggable Planets. But not only that, but like the Motown stuff that I love. I love Sam Cooke, another Chicagoan, shout out. So it depends on what mood I was in. But I definitely used music as inspiration for per episode and to kind of get in the zone.
Bet. We like that.
So I keep asking the same question because we ain't really getting to it because we just vibing so hard. So what should we expect from Force?
PowerBook 4 is an interesting one because every other show takes place in New York. So to actually make the Power world into the Power universe, somebody had to leave. Just like there had to be a martyr for the series, for it to expand into the Power universe, that martyr had to be, Ghost is basically the sacrificial lamb to expand that. And I think that just rings true historically, that when the leader of something dies, then the movement actually comes alive. And so we can expect a different city, same Tommy. But it's an empty Tommy. And so it's Tommy who's learned all of these lessons. It's the 2 parts Ghost, 2 parts Kanan. So he'll bop every block if he needs to, but he's also thinking now because he has to. So I think you're going to see a lot of the same stuff, but with a totally different backdrop, because Chicago looks like it should be Queens, but it's not Queens. And if Tommy tries to treat it like that, that could ultimately be his downfall. But real quick, I got to say that what I'm most excited about is this cast.
Okay.
Isaac Keys as Diamond, Chris Lofton as Jannard. Unbelievable. The brother dynamic there, I love watching these guys on screen. Tommy Flanagan is a legend who plays Walter Flynn. He's amazing. His 2 kids are played by Shane Harper and Lily Simmons. They're amazing. And then also the unbelievably gorgeous and talented, she's as beautiful inside as she is out, Gabrielle Ryan, who plays Gloria Rogers, has a lot of little historical tricks up her sleeve. And then you guys saw J.P. Gibbs, who's Chicago's own homegrown Anthony Fleming III, who's got that beautiful deep voice. He's amazing. And then we have a lot of Chicago talent that comes to play with us too. So people are not going to be disappointed. The acting wins every time in my show.
Yeah. There ain't no way I was gonna be disappointed either. But is it shot in Chicago?
All shot, all in Chicago.
How is that? You're from Chicago, so how does that feel? Going back, starting in New York, this major role, and now you're back in Chicago with like your own spinoff. Like, how does that feel?
Probably similar to when you go back home, Joe. Joe is like, you're coming back home, you did good, the kid did good, and you come back home, you got a lot of love. I mean, because Chicago could be a hating ass city.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm in Atlanta.
And I get a little bit of flack every now and again because I lived in New York almost as long as I lived in Chicago. I was born and raised on the far northwest side in Jefferson Park and Norwood Park area, so around Taft High School, so far out there. But I still go back for my pizza joint at Milwaukee and Austin.
Where's your pizza joint?
Phil's Pizza Doro on Milwaukee and Austin. Tell Sal I sent you. He'll hook it up. But then also, I was a graffiti writer since I was 11 years old, so I got to know all of the city. And then, like I was saying, I was an amateur boxer at Park District, so you go all over the city as well for that. So what I did, though, is I went home a month early to relearn Chicago because Chicago changes. It's really true. Mark Twain, I think, said, you can never go home again there to Chicago. It changes too fast, and it really does. And I thought it was responsible of me to get that history behind my eyes. So when my head was on a swivel as Tommy, as Joseph, I was relearning the city just as Tommy was learning the city. So I wanted to talk to every cop and every robber I could and ask them the same question: how would Tommy survive Chicago? Because they shoot first and they ask questions
Okay,
later.
I got a couple people you can hit up and ask.
Oh yeah, and
She one of them.
Yeah, some of my people from Chicago will be showing up at the club tonight. A lot of Chicagoans moved down here.
Yeah, that's what's
So
up.
yeah. But I think that we painted it in broad strokes this first season. Chicago is definitely not New York, but we painted the broad differences, and I think that when we get a second season, I think that we'll get into the fine tuning, the minutia, the inner workings of the city that works, the gem of the prairie, the hog butcher to the world, the city of big shoulders. We're gonna get with it, and we're gonna show them something else. I'm really excited. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
I'm so excited. I ain't even gonna lie.
Before we end it, I got a question. So of course, Chicago love and everything. You're a Bears fan?
Yeah. I wish they would get Leslie Frazier from the Bills to take over that head coach position.
For sure, definitely.
I feel that too.
Definitely think Leslie Frazier would have been
Who are you rooting for in the Super Bowl?
Rams.
Yeah.
Definitely going for the Rams. I don't think Joe Burrow stands a chance against that defense. They got Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller. Those are world eaters on defense.
But they say Burrows can dribble a bowling ball, man. They say he's a special guy.
We gonna see. But you heard about the guy from Texas that put like 4.5 on the Bengals?
No.
Yeah, there's a guy called Mattress Mac in Texas.
Called Gary Owen, my brother. Gary Owen put $4.5 million on the Bengals.
No, it wasn't him. It was a guy called Mattress Mac. He put 4.5 on the Bengals. And I'm like, yo,
God.
I think that was smart. If the Rams win, I'm just gonna think it was a conspiracy anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think.
But do you have faith in Justin Fields? Like, what do you think the Bears are gonna do next year?
I mean, hopefully better than this year, but everybody thought they were going to be good this year,
Yeah.
or at least have a better record. I think that people are putting a lot of faith in Fields. I don't know. I'm hopeful. I remain everly hopeful.
Yeah, I agree.
So do I.
We don't have hope. We don't.
I'm a Cowboys fan, and we got all the hope.
Yeah, Cowboys fans, they've never left us since the 80s.
Hey, relax. We got all the hope.
And every year it's like, get out of here.
Ooh, we not gonna talk about the Cowboys. So here we go. Turn the mic. Okay.
Oh man.
But no, we appreciate you coming up here and hanging
Thank
out
you.
with
It's
us.
good to hang with you guys,
We really do
man.
appreciate it. All right, so we just gonna wrap this up. This is the JoJo and the Big Homie Show on iHeart's 105.3 The Beat. We done.
And then you just got to play the theme song on the way out.
It's gonna play the whole time.